period for certain licenses. The House amendments strike provisions related to a state residency requirement and change the title of the bill and alters co-sponsors. The motion is to concur.
Now, is this, who's sponsored this bill?
Young. I think it rolls in those two Frederick County bills into the same one.
Okay, is there a motion to concur? I think everyone is happy with it. Yes, Vice Chair.
I just ran into Senator Young, who was not happy with what the House did to his local bills.
Well, I asked his office specifically, and they said it was to concur with this.
Okay, great, great. Then it must be a different bill. Maybe.
648, yeah.
Apparently, there was a chess match, and the good senator from Frederick lost a few games in a row. I didn't say who. Okay, the motion, I assume, is to concur?
Yes.
It's been moved. Seconded. Anybody object to the concurrence? Seeing not, 5, 6, 4, 6, 9 to 0 to 2 on the concurrence. You have a pre-concurrence.
I have a pre-concurrence. This is for SB 501, Maryland Higher Education Commission, procedures and alterations. Essentially, what this does is conform the bill to House Bill 1030, as this committee just passed, I think, on Friday, unanimously.
Set up the portal for where they can get.
So they're moving really slow in the House, and the thought, yes, yes.
So what is the topic of this bill?
Portal to set up the clearinghouse.
Right, so this is, yes.
About scholarship opportunities.
Right, okay. Anybody object to this bill? Seeing none, 4, 6, 9, 0 to 2. We pre-concur. Ms. Morton.
All right, so another pre-concurrence, I mean, they've fully voted on this, so we just haven't gotten the message yet. This is Sustainable Maryland Program and Fund Establishment. This is the bill that establishes the Sustainable Maryland Program Fund administered by the University of Maryland Finance Center to expand and enhance Sustainable Maryland's promotion and support of communities in the state in their effort to realize environmental, economic, and social sustainability. As the bill went over, it included an appropriation of $750,000 annually to the fund. The House has dropped that to $500,000. They have also added a definition of the Sustainable Maryland Program. Again, I think this is one of those situations where we are unlikely to see any increase from the House in the funding.
Not to cast aspersions on the House and their tightness of purse strings, but the motion is to concur. Second, discussion, debate. Seeing none, no objections, we concur by a vote of 9-0 to 2. You have, okay, we'll hear from the concurrence from Ms. Foxworth, and then she will take a few minutes to give us an overview of a conference committee report we'll be hearing when you go back on that issue of cybersecurity. Ms. Foxworth, on the concurrences.
So I have 3, 2 of which are cybersecurity related. The first is not. That is on one of the sunsets. So the particular sunset is the architects. The motion is back. The House has refused to recede on extending the architects for 10 years, or to extend them for 2 years. So now we can either concur or go to conference on the issue.
Taking no action.
Okay.
We can do it next year.
Okay. So
Any objection? Well, no, we're just not taking a vote on it. Next, there's one they receded on, correct? Or something?
right, that's the one they receded on. Yep. Sarah, sorry? Sorry, they refused to recede. It's a big difference.
Letting that sit.
Right.
But there's another one where we have resolution, correct?
Don't think so. I think we're still in the fight for all four of them.
Which
We're
is the one
waiting to see
that's-
their responses.
Oh. Okay. Next one.
Okay, so actually one just came in, same thing for the psychologist. State Board of Examiners of Psychologists, they are refusing to recede on this one as well. This is not the one that expires in July. 2 years versus 10 years for psychologists.
We'll let that sit.
All right.
Simmer. Next.
All right, so the two cybersecurity bills, Senate Bill 754, the request is to pre-concur and to conform to the amendments that were adopted in the conference committee. So Senate Bill 754 is the local governance, local cybersecurity governance. And in addition to the language that we added to establish the ISAC and to require the feasibility study and to require OSM to assume cybersecurity control or authority if the locals didn't meet that minimum criteria. The conference committee amendments, which will be conformed and integrated into Senate Bill 754, have language that pertain to local cybersecurity, and instead of the Office of Security Management assuming responsibility over the cybersecurity systems for locals, if they do not meet DO-IT best practices, OSM will be required to provide guidance to the locals. That is the only change that was made. Instead of taking over, they have to provide guidance. So the motion is to accept that addition to Senate Bill 754 and to concur with the House amendments.
Same time, so
Okay.
we just, there's only one quasi-substantive change. They left everything as it was. Just talk about the enforcement on 1346.
So Senate Bill 812, well, okay, I can kind of talk about them similarly. Yeah, same thing, yeah. So Senate Bill 812 is cross-filed to House Bill 1346. So Senate Bill 812, the motion is to pre-concur. The posture will be identical to House Bill 1346 as amended in conference. So the conference amendments to House Bill 1346 reinstated, if you recall, Office of Attorney General, the Comptroller, and the State Treasurer as it pertains to approval of projects through Department of Information Technology. That section where we were exempting legislative and judicial branches, OAG, Comptroller, and State Treasurer, Office of Attorney General, Comptroller, and State Treasurer are included within that exemption. It requires those entities, Office of Attorney General, Comptroller, and the State Treasurer, to certify to independent auditors with cybersecurity expertise in the same way that the legislature and the judiciary do. Requires the report on the transitional strategy that DO-IT has to develop to go to HGO and Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs, House and Governmental Operations, and Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs. And the language is softer in this bill at SB 812 in the same way as it's softer in SB 754. Instead of requiring the Office of Security Management to assume responsibility over state agency cybersecurity if they don't meet minimum standards, they will ensure compliance with the agency's cybersecurity instead of taking control.
Those two sections at the end of the bill in the uncodified, in the accountability and the enforcement, one walks them through it in the local bill, and in the agency bill, it's ensure rather than assume responsibility.
Right.
That's basically it. They accepted just about everything else that Senator Hester worked on and the committee worked on in all of our amendments. So that's where we are. So the motions that we need are, well, which two were on the conference report, the House bills or Senate bills?
The House bills are on the conference report. The Senate bills are going to be motions to concur.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the
we
House
can go to
bills
conference
will
on
just
those.
be reported as a conference committee, which we've all signed already.
Yep,
So then on the Senate versions, it's to concur.
right.
Okay, do we need to split those two? Anybody care? Okay, the motion is to concur from Senator Hester, Vice Chair, second. Any discussion on the two cyber bills, the two Senate cyber bills? There's always one. Senator Simon
Child. I made a stink on the floor a little, but I did want to thank Senator Hester. She did a good job bring this all back together, and glad to support it.
May also want to thank some of the House folks who also might have held similar positions. Okay, great. Senator,
It's my understanding that the bills, like, I mean, they're still coming over from the House, so they're moving to, so what posture are they? Because I thought they were still in subcommittee in the House, the Senate bills.
We're just getting ahead of the
that's why
game.
it's
We don't have
a
to-
pre-concur.
Yeah, pre-concur.
Thank you.
So it's basically the same as the House bills. So when they
That's
do
right.
come over and read across, they'll have a message like that, magic, appear. And this is where you keep your ears open and your eyes open, where magic happens in, like, a bill goes from nowhere to being on the second and third reader report. So this is,
Sunny day miracles.
well, at the moment, Disney's in a little bit of a battle in Florida with the governor, but that's for another day. That's after midnight, when we start socializing. We can talk about the Disney DeSantis battle, which my brother just had an op-ed in the Variety newspaper in Hollywood on that issue. Not that that's germane to anything.
Hollywood, Florida.
Hollywood, California. Variety magazine, the Hollywood thing. Okay. Anybody object to the pre-concurrence on the two Senate bills? Seeing none, that's just your red light being on,
Oh, yeah.
not your vote. And we are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 0 to 2 pre-concurrence when it gets read across on the Senate two cyber bills. Done. I think that's it. Okay, and reminder, come on back after midnight and everyone can get nice and loose. Okay, we're adjourned. Have the bells gone off?